This weekend we hear the famous passage of the doubting Thomas, and it's a passage we all know. We've heard the story, we've seen the famous painting. And there's one detail that's fascinating to me right now, and it's what I'm going to talk about this Sunday, and it's the detail that Jesus doesn't come to Thomas alone. It's not like Thomas wasn't there and then, he doesn't believe, and so Jesus appears to him separately and says, "See, I'm alive." No, Jesus waits until everyone is together a week later, the next Sunday, and then he comes to see Thomas and to teach him and to help him to believe. And St. Thomas Aquinas says the reason why is that faith has to grow in community, in a community united by the love of God. And it doesn't exist in isolation. And so he comes to Thomas with everyone else, because through that community, Thomas is going to come to faith. And we too have communities that bring us to faith. Our friends, our family, our parents, our teachers, they told us about Jesus and we believed because they taught us. But even that isn't enough. It gets us on the road, but it's not enough for the fullness of faith. Because Thomas, even though he had this whole community telling him Jesus is alive, he still didn't believe. He still doubted. He didn't believe his best friends who had all seen Jesus. He thinks, "You guys are crazy. I've got to see him." And so Jesus comes and tells him himself, "I'm alive, believe." And he does the same thing for us. And we don't have Jesus appearing in our offices, in our houses. That'd be great, but it doesn't happen. But Jesus does speak to us in the depths of our hearts. And as we grow in faith, we might first learn about Jesus from our friends and family, but eventually we enter into a relationship with him. And he tells us about himself. Through his mystical body, the church, through scripture, through our own personal prayer, Jesus reveals himself to us, the real person that we come to believe. And that is where our faith is most deeply rooted. And that's where we've got to go if we want to strengthen and deepen our faith. And that's what I'm going to talk about this weekend. We'll see you there. Take care. God bless.